Hi, it's Pearl again with how to silence the inner critic. And I know you're wondering, how am I going to do 6 when I'm holding the camera? I will tell you, I will do it my Zumba way. This is number 6. There you go. How cool is that? All those years of trainings and going to Zumba convention clearly had something very important to teach me. Also, I just actually turned around, which was very important, rather than twisting myself around to try and record these things. I hope you can still hear me. So we're up to 6, and a really, really important one. And this one is mantras. Now, this probably isn't going to come as a big shock to any of you who have ever done any kind of reading or spiritual practice. One of the best books ever is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers, and she talked a lot about mantras. She was an incredible teacher, and I was very privileged to correspond with her a little bit before she died, and I just can't begin to thank her enough for all the ways that she's helped me in my life and all the difficulties she's helped me to get over. So if anybody who's friend or family with her is watching this, I hope that's a nice thing for you to hear. So anyway, please go and read her books about mantras and where you can get them, how to use them. She writes specifically about how to use a mantra in the present tense. Actually, I just thought some of you might not know what a mantra is, so let me go rewind and go back to that. And really, it's kind of a phrase or a saying. It can be. And one I use a lot is it's from Franklin D. Roosevelt's inauguration speech. And I've got people coming, but I think I'm just going to let them go. I'm enjoying doing this one, so I'm going to just let it ride. And what I was going to say, so the one that I use is from Franklin Delano Roosevelt's inauguration speech, which is the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And I cannot tell you how many times I have used that in my practice when I have been at some of my lowest points. And it really is one that's got me through the night so many times. And it's very powerful in terms of really bringing us back to the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And understanding that is such a powerful one. And but many other mantras are used in a way. So, for example, we might say, if I was going to the gym and I needed a little mantra to help me silence that inner critic that says you can't do this, I might be saying things like, I am getting fitter and stronger every day. I'm getting fitter and stronger every day. And we can say that even when we're resting after a good workout the day before, because we need a rest as well. So some of those things are to silence the inner critic that might be saying, oh, you need to go to the gym again. And you're thinking, no, actually, I've been 3 times this week, and today is my rest day. So I'm getting fitter and stronger every day, because you need that rest time to help the muscles recover and the rest of your body recover as well, in my humble opinion, as a fitness instructor, qualified, trained, and all that as well. So, as you can see, there's a lot of things that we can do with mantras. And this is the one where everyone's looking at me funny as walking past. It's a new experience for me. Before I would have just shut down, but I think I'm getting more comfortable with doing these. Yeah, it's quite nice. I think you can see this is not a private beach or anything like that. It's quite a busy beach today. It's a beautiful spot, and I hope you do make your way down to a lovely beauty spot or a beach. So just come back to those mantras. They're very close to prayers, but they don't have to be prayers. You can bring them from anywhere. You can create your own. If you Google it, I'm sure you'll find loads of really powerful mantras to use. Susan Jeffers always used to say, put it in the present, so I am, and make it positive rather than I am not doing this. Phrase it in a way so you can create your own, and you can create them quite unique to yourself. And the important thing is that they are empowering, that they give you strength and move you forward. But actually there are also mantras you can use in other languages. So for example, we use music in other languages, we can use prayer in other languages, we can use mantras in other languages. And I've also used those as well. So I think the Beatles used them a lot when they were doing all their training with the Indian gurus and people like that. I think it's something really good to go and have a look in there. My one I use the most is when my brain says, you can't do this. My inner critic says, you can't do this. And I say, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And so I say, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. And sometimes it is just really listening to the things that your inner critic is saying, what your ego, what Don Migoro is in the voice of knowledge calls the liar in your head, is telling you can't do, and reversing it. So for example, sometimes I get these little voices and it says things like, I never do anything right, I can't ever do anything right. And for me, then sometimes I have to spend a little while looking at mistakes and reminding myself, and actually it's something I've written about in my book as well, there is no way forward without making mistakes, or it's safe for me to make mistakes, or this is part of the process, this is part of the learning. So I think the thing is, at the time when that was really coming up for me a lot, I used a lot of different mantras. But really the last year for me has been one of the hardest of my life. And I've heard so many times that I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And sometimes it's true. Sometimes we have to say, you know what, let me stop, let me go off the roundabout, let me ask someone for help, let me step back, let me step away, let me let somebody else do this. But most of the time that I can't do this is not true. And we have to sort of stand up for ourselves, stick up for ourselves. So I hope that helps you understand mantras a little bit and all the many ways that you can use them. I'm not saying this as a plug, but please do read my books, because I've written so much about all of these. And I did a much better job when I'm writing. It's much neater. This is nice because you see all this, but my books also do have a lot of pictures of very beautiful places. And I think when you read something, you can do it much more in your own time frame. So, you can read as fast or as slow and come back to things much easier than you can with a video or even with an audiobook. So please do go check them out. And I've written a lot more about mantras in my book, Meditation for Angry People. So that did feel more like a plug, but it's not really. Honestly, I've been so inspired by Susan Jeffers, most of all, and then all the other people who I've met because of her. And I'm so grateful to her for writing her book. So I don't feel like I'm plugging. Enjoy. I hope you have a lovely day. 8 minutes on mantras. Bye-bye.